There is a growing number of pets in Toronto looking for a new safe home. More and more people are giving up their animals to city-run shelters. Toronto Animal Services blames the pandemic and the rising cost of living. CBC's Angelina King joins us now live from Toronto. So Angelina, just how many more pets are winding up in shelters right now?
This is quite a significant increase. So 63% more pets are being handed over to Toronto Animal Services by their owner this year compared to last year. So just to give you a bit of an idea, between January and June of last year, 520 pets were surrendered. In that time frame this year, that number was close to 850, and that's just city-run shelters. So we went to one of those shelters here in Toronto, and I gotta tell you, they're full. I mean, they're filled with cute animals that need a home, but they're full, and there's actually a wait list to surrender your pet to these city-run shelters. Staff there say that they're getting calls all day, every day, with people saying that they feel that they need to get rid of their pet. Often they feel like they don't have any other choice. So the director of Toronto Animal Services says there's a few reasons behind that. A big one is the cost of living. I mean, we're at the grocery store, we're seeing food prices increase. Well, the same goes for pet food. It can be expensive to care for an animal right now. She says that there is a bit of a lack of veterinarians here in Toronto, so that's playing a little bit of a part. And a big one is lifestyle changes after the pandemic lockdowns.
People are going back to work, not at home so often. Some of the animals that they may have received during the pandemic are more difficult for them to look after, perhaps. The other thing is their situations may be changing. People may have lost jobs or may be getting new jobs. Things are way more expensive, so caring for an animal can be prohibitive for some people now.
So the number of cats and dogs surrendered certainly has increased, but there's one interesting thing to note about that 63% number I told you about. Toronto Animal Services, a pretty big part of that actually comes from breeding situations that have got out of control, and they say that that's often happens just by mistake. So this year, in one case, the city had to step in and help where there were more than 80 rabbits found in one home, and in another instance, there were more than 200 rats found in another home. So the city is trying to curb this. It's looking at implementing new rules that would limit the number of fast breeding animals allowed per household. So, animals like rabbits or guinea pigs, they're looking at limiting that to 4 per household, just to kind of try and stop this out of control breeding situation that they're seeing. And there already is a limit on the number of cats and dogs allowed per household here in Toronto. But in most cases, the big goal is really to keep an animal, the pet and their owner, together. So the city is looking at, giving free pet food. They're hosting events with discounted vaccines and that kind of thing, just to try and make it a little bit easier to own and to keep caring for a pet right now.
All right. Thank you so much, Angelina. That's the CBC's Angelina King in Toronto.